Encore. Allez. So the 2008 tire regulation consists in using 18 fronts, and we can also use 22 rears for the whole weekend. Of course, I mean, we will have 22 rear tires based on around 4 or 5 specifications. These specifications take care about the characteristic of the track when we have more or less right and left corners, also depending how the tarmac is. And also we have to think about the rider style and the bike where we put the tires on. Also we have 18 front tires. These 18 front tires are around 3 specifications. There we want to have the best performance on the front because the rider must feel really confident, and also we have to get the maximum grip on the front and the maximum feeling in order to enable the rider to get the best performance, the best feeling, and to be able to be aggressive in his riding style. So when it's raining, there is no tire limitation. We can use as many rain tires as we want. So when we have a lot of rain on the track, it's quite simple. We are trying to get the best contact patch as big as possible, and we are using rain tires where the cutting ratio is very high, because one of the big important things we have to do is to remove the water. So we have to have a lot of grooves in order to remove as well as possible the water. And then the second thing is also to have a big contact patch. Therefore, the rain tires are using soft rubbers, and of course, depending on the amount of water, we have several or different rain tires where we can use softer compounds. When it starts drying, there is much less water on the ground. The tires are also heating more and more, and we have to switch to the intermediate tires, where we see that the cutting ratio is much lower than the rain tire. So once the tires are chosen, I mean, we will give the list to the technical director. So at 5 p.m. on Thursday, we are going to give the tire allocation to the technical director, and we will have the 22 rears and the 18 fronts that will be marked on Thursday evening. So we know exactly how many tires of each specification we will have, and that must be done on Thursday evening. Once we have fitted the tires, all the tires are going into the boxes, and of course we have to put all the tires under the tire warmers in order to keep the tires as warm as possible. Of course, there is a given temperature we have to follow, whether for the rain tires or the slick tires. And of course, we want to have the tires ready to use, and all the tires will be kept under the tire warmers. And the tire warmers will be removed at the last time, just before the bike is going onto the track. Friday, after the first practice, of course, we check the temperature we have in the tire, we check the wear of the tire, we check the warm-up of the tire, we check the performance of the tires we tested, and this is a starting point. Of course, we speak with the team about the setting and how we can improve the traction or the grip level, even by working on the setting of the bike. But it's just a big starting point, so depending on the weather conditions we have, the first free practice is very important. Or we say the weather will be completely different in the afternoon, and we have to change completely our mind and maybe start with a much harder tire or something that is a little bit softer. So all over the weekend we have to discuss with the team, we have to exchange information in order to get the best choice.